All right, man. Let's talk about some Lions that are reportedly struggling early in training camp. Um, Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. The subscribe button is the bell icon button. And a couple of these dudes are cut candidates. These guys are candidates to get cut uh, from the Detroit Lions. So obviously we know Jameson had a bad day yesterday. I mean that is what it is. A lot of people started. He started to develop uh, a reputation for being a troublemaker. But it says four players already tumbling down the depth chart of Detroit Lions training camp. Now through 6 days of practice at training camp, these four players are already tumbling down Detroit Lions depth chart. We got to remember, I think they only had Friday was the first day for them to have pads on. So to me, training camp don't start till you got the pads on. So so maybe they had 2 or 3 days with pads on so far through this article. It said Saturday was the 6th day of Detroit Lions training camp and the second day of the pad. So the Saturday was the second day. The news was great on a big injury front. CJ Gardner Johnson returned at limited capacity after he looked like he suffered a significant leg injury. It's obvious it's still early in camp, especially with only 2 days of practice and pads for Lions. Thus, it is easy to overreact. Who who isn't seeing reps with the ones and starters or two or second string as signs how they're performing or what coaches are seeing or not seeing. Sometimes it's just a matter of wanting to see how someone does with the prominent reps, and since they've earned those looks. It's not necessarily a knock on someone as much as uh, acknowledgement of what someone else can do to get noticed. That said, combination of being outperformed or just not standing out can lead to someone falling down the depth chart during the early stage of training camp. Then the question becomes if they can get back on track or not. We absolutely know the Lions coaching staff will have no acknowledgement or anything other than what players has earned, or on the flip side, they haven't quite earned compared to the others. With that, here's four players that's falling down the Lions depth chart. James Mitchell, even though James Selster just went down, like it's a significant injury for him. It sits behind the presumed number one guy, starting himself as that rookie Sam Laporte, Lions tight ends depth, or should be wide open as Brock Wright, Shane Jester Mitchell, or even Derek Deese Jr. battle for the roles in the roster spot in camp. Not further removed from the torn ACL that ended his final college season early. Hopes have been high for Mitchell. He showed enough in limited work as a rookie to fuel promise. Wright is at least penciled strongly in as the Lions number two behind Porter. Zestra is ripe for competition and ripe to he got injured. So ain't no point in talking about that. Mitchell is not in danger of losing the 53-man roster spot, but it would be nice to see him start making some noticeable steps in development, especially given that he's possibly the second most rawly talented tight end Lions have. Preseason game should be a showcase opportunity for him, but turning around early camp narrative is just important. Update this morning said Dan Campbell said he sees steady growth out of James Mitchell. Said the things they like from him his first few days without pass is translating over with pass, so that's always good. Then you got Romeo Cora, danger of being cut. Here, Charles Harris is looking good out there too. So Romeo in danger of being cut. He got that blown out Achilles a couple seasons ago. I mean, the emergence of James Houston. Uh, you got Pascal coming back. You got a number of guys out there that's starting to do their thing. Uh, so yeah, they got a bunch of pass rushers, Kaminsky, etc. So it had been easily assumed that healthy Romeo Cora will line up for a prominent role with the Lions edge rusher mix, but Charles Harris has currently been an early headliner at camp with the expansion of duty in the Sam linebacker role. And it's fair to say James Houston, with some early kinks and coverage that can be expected, will be given every chance to diversify his role from being a pure situation pass rusher like he was rookie, or course simply being out done right now. Prior Detroit Eric Schlitt noticed the edge rushing pecking order during the early days of camp and is tabbing Elder Okora, an early faller. As the Lions started shuffling their edge roles, Okora brothers have found themselves on the outside of many decisions. So both of them, Julian and Romeo. When Lions shift to 5 man front, Romeo is backing up Aiden Hutchinson on the outside, but when they shift to 4 man front, Romeo drops to third team. So, so there you go. There you go. There you go. So, I mean, now look at Julian was also named as an early training camp followed by Shalit, but he's on the wrong side of the roster bubble until shown otherwise. So Romeo is a clear choice here. Emmanuel Mosey, he got a torn ACL. He number 2. As he works his way back from a torn ACL, it's not entirely fair for Mosey to make the list. He's on the PUP list into the start of camp as expected, but he also not with the team during the first week of camp for head coach Dan Campbell deemed medical reasons, which Russ assumed at least initially he's continuing to rehab or settling for a choice rather than a team facility. The reason was not necessarily important in the sense of where he may most comfortably be rehabbing. Friday news update on Mosley coming directly from Campbell. He'll be back in the building on Monday, but Dave Burkett, I did hear a free press report. Mosley had to clean up surgery on his knee sometime recently. So Campbell would not acknowledge that, of course, which may say it all. It's safe to say Mosley won't be practicing field for a little while, and the timeline may extend a little bit. Indeed, had knee surgery. His injury recovery and or subsequent recent surgery are clearly huge things, but with each passing day, training camp, Mosley absolutely falling behind his competition, Jerry Jacobs, for outside cornerback spot opposite of Cam Sutton. Much as it may even continue to be a competition, with Jacobs reported to be looking pretty good thus far. So, like I said before, I think they may regret not drafting a rookie cornerback. Um, this is what I might call him Troy Weaver, Brad Holmes do. He always take a shot at somebody who got a significant injury in the offseason of the draft every year. And at the end of the day, how much could you count on Mosley coming back from ACL injury anyway? Maybe December you can lean on him, with a fresher body, but they may need to consider there's some good undrafted for rookie free agents out there too. But they may need to they may need to sit there and consider they may need to sit there and consider maybe going out there and getting another veteran outside cornerback. Um, that's what I may think. They may need to consider getting another veteran outside cornerback on the outside, just to make sure you beef up the depth or whatever. But yeah, let's get to the last one. It says that High Tide missed the last season, the back injury, and briefly considering retirement, came back to the Lions with a revised contract this offseason. He's been easily put back in as a starter at right guard with Graham Glasgow's competition for the most prominent position battle Lions training camp. Vitae took what Campbell called a blow to the back, and it's not particularly serious. In the first days of camp, he missed practice on Wednesday. He was back in limited capacity on Friday, but he missed practice completely again on Saturday. Caution is always to wear with injuries during training camp, especially early, even less serious back injuries for High Tide. He's placed in his own category given his last year injury. Glasgow's obviously gotten the first team reps at right guard via Jeremy Reisman of Pride Detroit. Campbell praised the former and current Lion. He's a veteran guy. He's smart. He handles his business. He goes. He's going to be reliable. Campbell said he's going to be there and get the job done. Nice at guard. Tumbling might be an aggressive way to strive High Tide falling from the depth chart right now. Missed practices will cause that early in camp, but it's back issues again, even less severe. It's a thing for Big V. An early fast fall behind Glasgow for the starting job at right guard could become a full-on tumble in short order. Yeah, I'm tired of this guy, man. He can't stay healthy, and when he's healthy, he ass. So I don't even understand why he wasn't cut expeditiously. Um, but yeah, he trash. He should have been cut. But hey, let me know what you girls and guys think, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance. Get notifications. We go live or drop video. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PBC. PBC, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. Excuse me. Hit the link tree. Everything there. A few things in the description. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist for more videos like this. Peace.